After a tough week on the road, the University of St. Francis returns to Joliet and tries to make it 2 in a row against St. Ambrose, looking for the season sweep as they look to solidify their position in the conference standings. St. Francis and St. Ambrose coming up next. Welcome inside the Sullivan Center here on the campus of the University of St. Francis. We're getting set for the start of the Fighting Saints taking on the Bees of St. Ambrose. Terry Bonadonna courtside with the head coach of the Fighting Saints, John McGinty. And coach, looking at recent play, it's been a tough stretch. Last time we talked, you were shorthanded. You're even more shorthanded now. How have the girls responded to some of those difficult circumstances?
Yeah, we talk about injuries happen. Unfortunately, we've been hit with the injury bug quite a bit, but our girls are battling. The last 3 games haven't gone the way we wanted to. Last 4 games, really. But, at certain points in the game, we've played really good basketball. But we got to put 40 minutes together, and it's an opportunity for players who haven't played as much to get that experience. And then when we add a couple pieces back, which we hope in the coming weeks, I think it's going to put our team in a really competitive spot going forward.
Just looking at the box score of the game against St. Xavier the other day, you had 3 or 4 players who went the full 40 minutes, and obviously it's a little bit more from them than you expected coming into the season. Who, to you, has really stepped up and provided more than you thought you were going to get from them?
Yeah, you got to look at like Lorelei Thormeyer. We're asking her for 40 minutes to handle the basketball, to not only do things for herself, but make her teammates better. Takara Harrison's really come in and made an impact from the scoring end for us. And then, Talia Pellegrini, she's battling. We talked about this last time you guys were out at Olivet. She's going through some different things, and she's really competing. And then you got to look Bailey Johnson as a freshman. She's a bucket. She can get a bucket when we need one. She's really improved that. We got to be able to tighten up some things on both ends of the floor and be more consistent for 40 minutes with her as well. But really proud of all of them. Kiki Gray's really come in and done some things for us. She's bottom half of the lane. She anchors down there. It's tough to guard. And then on the other end, she's able to really alter shots. So, we've talked about next man up, as cliche as it is. They've really taken to it and haven't made excuses. And again, we got to put full 40 together.
St. Ambrose is the challenge today. It's another team, their record is not exactly where they want it to be. There's a lot of talent on that team. Abby Walter right around the top of the conference in both scoring and rebounding. How do you slow her down? How do you beat the Bees?
Yeah, Abby Walter's tough. Her ability to put the ball on the floor and go by as a post player is really tough. We got to be able to close gaps and make her give the basketball up. Then they surround her with people who can shoot it. Thole, can fill it up. They got another guard who's a streaky shooter, number 20. And so we got to be able to first contain Walter, make her score the basketball over a body, and then be able to close gaps and recover to shooters. At the other end, we got to be able to attack them, make them guard us, hopefully, get to the free throw line and put them in situations where they got to adjust to the way we play. But we got to control the pace the way we want to play for 40 minutes with where we're at. And if we could do that, my hope is that we can come out, victorious.
Head coach John McGinty, good luck today against the Bees.
Thanks, Tara. Appreciate it.
It's St. Francis and St. Ambrose coming up right around the corner here on the USF Sports Network.
The University of St. Francis in Joliet is a welcoming community of learners, ready to make you feel right at home. With a diverse student body that is a reflection of the community we serve, our students say over and over that USF truly feels like family. To get the excellent education and promising future you deserve, visit stfrancis.edu. Our home is your home. Make yourself comfortable at USF.
Welcome back inside the Sullivan Center as we prepare for the start of today's game. It's a doubleheader between St. Francis and St. Ambrose. The women up first, and then the men will follow. A couple of good games the last time that St. Francis and St. Ambrose went head-to-head back in November. The Fighting Saints were victorious on the women's side, and they'll try to make it 2 in a row against the Fighting Bees today. This is a big game. Both teams come in at 3-6 in conference play. The Fighting Saints have lost 4 consecutive contests in the CCAC, including some very tough, close losses in there. So they're trying to get back on track, and they're trying to do so in a way that will put them in the position to get a top 8 spot in the CCAC standings, and hopefully a seat in the conference tournament coming up at the end of February. So a big one today for both of these teams. Saints come in 7-10 overall. St. Ambrose is 3-11 overall, and the Saints are trying to break out of a 4-game skid, while the Bees are trying to win their second consecutive game for the first time in CCAC seasons. We've got the start of today's game right around the corner, but right now we'll pause for the national anthem.
Let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the visiting Bees. Sophomore forward, number 14, Abby Walter. Freshman guard, number 15, Ellie Doe. Junior guard, number 20, Michelle Dalton. Junior guard, number 21, Caitlin Bronson. Sophomore guard, number 22, Caitlin Bowen. The Fighting Bees are coached by Zach Exame in his first season. And now the start for your Fighting Saints. The freshman center out of Elgin, Illinois, number 31, Haley Johnson. Sophomore guard out of St. Charles, Illinois, number 25, Talia Pellegrini. Sophomore guard from Monrovia, Illinois, number 2, Takara Harrison. Sophomore guard from Franklin, Illinois, number 3, Lorelai Thormeyer. And the junior guard from Toowoomba, Australia, number 10, Georgia Wilson. Your Fighting Saints are coached by John McGinty in his 3rd season.
So there they are, the starters on the floor for St. Francis and for St. Ambrose. 10 minutes on the clock for the first quarter, and we're ready to get this game on a roll here. The Fighting Saints looking for their 8th victory of the season and trying to snap a skid that goes back to January 3rd, the last time they were victorious here at home against Olivet Nazarene. St. Ambrose tried a win against Trinity Christian College earlier this week. St. Francis lost to St. Xavier in their first game of this week, a game that I'm sure they felt they could have won. They were right there with the Cougars early in the 3rd quarter, and then St. Xavier ran away from them in the second half. So we'll see how things transpire today if the Fighting Saints have a full 40 minutes in them. That's one thing that John McGinty has talked a lot about all season. Got to go hard from start to finish. They weren't quite able to finish it off on Wednesday. Today, they're able to start it off pretty well as they take the opening tip. Fighting Saints in white go from right to left on your screen. Here in the first half, St. Ambrose in navy blue. The Bees will be going from left to right. Lorelai Thormeyer, Takara Harrison, Georgia Bolton, Bailey Johnson, and Talia Pellegrini on the floor for St. Francis, who turns it over on their first possession of the game. Get used to those 5 names. John McGinty will probably only play Kiki Gray off the bench today. Got a couple of freshmen who have not seen a lot of playing time. Maybe we'll get a look at them today at some point. But on Wednesday, pretty much the starters all the way throughout. It's knocked out of bounds. The ball will stay with St. Ambrose, 18 on the shot clock. Both teams lose it out of bounds on their first possession, but the visiting team gets to keep it here. Starters for St. Ambrose, Abby Walter, Ellie Doe, Cashel Doughty, Caitlin Brunson, and Caitlin Thole. That's Doughty from the corner, knocking down the first three of the game. Cashel Doughty is just over 30% from three-point range. Not a high percentage shooter, but she takes a lot of them, and she can get hot. Really nice stroke on the first field goal attempt of the game. Here's Bailey Johnson turning to face the basket. She backs in on Walter, turn around, doesn't get the roll. And Walter grabs the rebound. Here come the Bees trying to extend an early three-point advantage. Doughty from the opposite corner. Feigned the shot, elected not to take it that time, and a traveling violation called on St. Ambrose's leading scorer, Abby Walter. Zach Exame is in his first season as head coach at St. Ambrose. Trying to get this program on track. Tough non-conference season this year. They went 0-8 outside of the CCAC, but they've played a little bit better over the last few weeks, picking up the win. In their last game, Takara Harrison misses on the runner, and the rebound is grabbed by Walter. Drive from Brunson. Brunson takes it into Lorelei Thormeyer, and a nice defensive stand from Thormeyer. Fighting Saints push it ahead. Georgia Bolton takes it in from the wing. Backing down, Georgia Bolton spins up with the right hand, no good. Caitlin Thole defended it well. This is Thole across half court. Walter in the post against Johnson, double teamed, and Walter travels. Good help defense from Takara Harrison.
Violation, Fighting Saints basketball.
Fighting Saints force a turnover for the second time in the early going today. 2 minutes into the action, not a ton of offense so far. Cashel Doughty hit the three-pointer on the first possession of the game for St. Ambrose. Neither team has scored since. Georgia Bolton changes that. Bolton on the drive, banks it in. Her first points, the Saints' first points today. They trail by one. Saints put on the 1-3-1 trap here. It's Doughty from the wing into traffic, kicks it out to Walter. Down to the corner, three-point attempt rattles out for Ellie Doe, and a fight for the rebound results in a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors St. Ambrose. Saints won the tip, so St. Ambrose gets it this time. 2.5 minutes in. Doughty inbounds it to Walter. Thole fires inside. Walter one-on-one this time with Johnson. Good defense from the St. Francis freshman. And we've got a whistle before the shot. 3 in the key. Good defense from Bailey Johnson. Abby Walter was having all kinds of problems trying to get a shot off there. Walter, one of the best players in the CCAC this year, averaging 15.7 points. She had 17 and 15 rebounds in the win over Trinity Christian on Wednesday. Johnson on the offensive end misses the close jumper. Rebound goes to Walter. Both teams in a bit of a shooting slump early. I don't like a St. Francis is in a shooting slump. St. Ambrose has had a problem with turnovers, and now a problem with shooting too. Doughty misses the jumper. Fired ahead for Talia Pellegrini. Up top, Takara Harrison, wide open look, and missed it off the rim. So St. Francis's early shooting woes continue. Bolton is the only one with 2 points so far today for the Fighting Saints. Doe, nice pass, bouncing it into the cutting Thole, and Thole lays it in. Ellie Doe, the freshman, set it up, and Caitlin Thole, with a nice little layup, gives St. Ambrose the three-point edge. These two teams met up in November. It was the first game of conference season. St. Francis had a pretty convincing win that day. Lorelei Thormeyer into the paint. Thormeyer pulls it back outside. The shot clock down to 7. Pellegrini inside Johnson. Turnaround, no. The rebound is deflected a couple of times, and finally Johnson comes away with it. Another chance for the Fighting Saints. Here's Pellegrini outside to Harrison. St. Francis's leading scorer this year, Takara Harrison, is bumped down the drive.
St. Ambrose foul number 22.
Harrison's a sophomore transfer from Southeast Missouri State University. Originally from right down the road, so came back home after spending last year out of state. And Harrison's been a nice player off the bench for the most part for John McGinty this year. In the starting lineup the last couple of games with Mia Kennelly out with an injury. And there's Lorelei Thormeyer tying the game. 5-all on Thormeyer's three-pointer. First three of the game for St. Francis. Thormeyer jumps the passing lane, nearly takes it away. St. Ambrose hangs on though, and Ellie Doe lays it in. Good awareness by Doe as the ball was knocked loose. She didn't panic. Stuck with it and got the layup. St. Ambrose is back in front. They haven't trailed here in the first quarter. Pellegrini into Johnson. Johnson, turnaround, no good, gets her own miss. Tries it again, no. Good defense from Walter. Johnson's got a little bit of a size advantage on Walter. But good, sound, fundamental defense from the St. Ambrose sophomore. She fires down to the corner, and the three-pointer is good from Caitlin Brunson. Brunson makes her 6th three-pointer of the season. 5 straight points for St. Ambrose, and they're doubling up the Fighting Saints here in the first period. A whistle, and we've got an offensive foul away from the ball.
St. Francis foul.
Foul called on Georgia Bolton.
Team's first in the first quarter.
And that means that the Saints turn it over. 4:24 to play. It's the first foul called against St. Francis. Kiki Gray checks in. First substitution for St. Francis today. Gray played 17 minutes on Wednesday against St. Xavier. And Johnson played 23, so they split time at the center position. Johnson ended up fouling out of that game. The other 4 positions were pretty steady. Nobody else really sat down. Off the rim for Abby Walter. Rebound grabbed by Bolton. Georgia Bolton on the move. Kicks it out into the corner. Three-pointer Thormeyer. 2 in a row for her. She's got 6 early points for the Fighting Saints, and they pluck their way back to within 2. Walter at the free throw line. Back to the basket. Hands it off to Thole. Thole comes up short on the jump shot. And out of bounds off of St. Ambrose.
Fighting Saints basketball.
So the Bees lead by 2, but St. Francis has the ball back now with a chance to tie it or take their first lead of the afternoon. St. Ambrose has had a problem with turnovers here in the first quarter. We'll see if the Fighting Saints can take advantage. Nice positioning for Gray, who's not able to finish inside. Rebound grabbed by Bolton, and her field goal is good. They're tied at 10. 5 in a row for the Fighting Saints. It's been all Bolton and Thormeyer today. Georgia's got 4 points. Lorelei has 6. Knocked away by Harrison. Ball loose on the floor, secured by Walter, and on the broken play, she finds a wide open cutter, and Allie Govert lays it in. Nice job by Govert and Walter as well. As the play broke down, the Saints all going after the loose ball. Govert found herself wide open underneath. St. Ambrose back in front. The entry pass this time is deflected, stolen by St. Ambrose. Here comes Dottie. Dottie takes it inside, fading away from the basket. Missed it badly. Rebound grabbed by the Fighting Bees. Another chance for them. Thole steps into a 3, misses it short. Another loose ball, another big fight for it, and it's out of bounds on St. Ambrose. 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. St. Francis is down by 2, but they've got the ball. Here's Thormeyer out to Pellegrini. Open 3, rims out. Rebound Thole. Ahead for Dottie. Kicked outside. Good ball movement by St. Ambrose as they move around the perimeter back to the top. And Caitlin Brunson. Walter stripped. Here comes Georgia Bolton ahead of the pack. Georgia Bolton lays it in. Timeout called by St. Ambrose. 1:54 to play in the first quarter. And we're knotted up at 12. Nice play by Georgia Bolton. She matches Lorelei Thormeyer with 6 early points. They've done all the scoring so far today for St. Francis, and Walter just never felt Bolton coming in from behind. Nice quick hands from Bolton, who has an easy layup on the other end. Nice going for her so far. Like I said, Thormeyer is playing well, shooting it from the outside with a couple of 3-pointers. The rest of the St. Francis offense hasn't shown up just yet, but there's plenty of time to find that. Zakara Harrison has been the leading scorer for the Fighting Saints this year, averaging 11.7 points per game. It's been a pretty balanced attack behind her. Pellegrini right around 10 points. Bolton's at about 9 points per game. Thormeyer averages about 8. Thormeyer's scoring has gone up a little bit as her minutes have gone up. Her minutes won't go up anymore. There's nowhere for them to go. I don't think she's been taken out of a game in a couple of weeks. She's averaging 33 minutes a game on the season, but lately she's been playing a full 40. But the 3-point percentage has ticked up for her, which has been huge. Pellegrini's been good from beyond the 3-point line as well of late for the Fighting Saints. Looking to spread the floor a little bit with their shooters. St. Ambrose ball out of the timeout. Here's Cashel Doughty up top to Abby Walter. Quiet start for her today, although she's touched it on pretty much every possession. Here's Allie Govert, one of the top players for St. Ambrose off the bench this year. Walter drives in and banks it home. Nice drive by Abby Walter, scoring over Talia Pellegrini. St. Ambrose maintains their lead. They have not let the Fighting Saints push ahead yet today. Pellegrini, 3-pointer, and now the Saints are ahead. I just said she's been shooting it well from the outside. 42% 3-point shooter this year. Ball knocked loose. Thormeyer saves it, and I think she stepped on the line as she tried to make the save. So it'll stay with St. Ambrose. Talia Pellegrini, 42% 3-point shooter. Hit her first, becomes just the 3rd player today to score for the Fighting Saints. Very slow start for St. Francis. They had just 4 points in the first 5 minutes. They've gotten rolling here, though. Or 5 points, I should say, in the first 5 minutes. Brunson on the outside, 4 to shoot. Brunson steps up to the free throw line, no good. Rebound Harrison. Back to Thormeyer, trying to make it 3 for 3. She does. St. Francis has hit back-to-back 3-pointers, and they've got their biggest lead of the first quarter, 18-14, their 4th made 3 of the quarter. Abby Walter kicks it outside. Shot clock is off for St. Ambrose. Walter double teamed, then throws it out of bounds. Walter panicked that time, and the Fighting Saints are able to force another turnover. 9 seconds on the clock for the quarter. Georgia Bolton around the screen from Bailey Johnson has 3 seconds. Finds Takara Harrison. Harrison at the buzzer is blocked, no foul, and the quarter comes to a close. St. Francis 18, St. Ambrose 14. A nice run for the Fighting Saints to end that first period and come away with a 4-point lead. Their first lead that they've had so far today, and they've scored 6 consecutive points in order to get it. 3-pointers by Talia Pellegrini and Lorelei Thormeyer. Thormeyer is a 7-point per game scorer. She's already got 9 after just 10 minutes of play today. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Came into play today shooting just 29% on 3-pointers this year, but as I mentioned before, that number has been slowly ticking up for her. She averages to make just about a 3 per game. So the fact that she's already at 3 today, pretty impressive and much needed for an undermanned St. Francis team. Those 5 players that we've seen so far today are pretty much the 5 we're going to see today, with Kiki Gray sprinkled in there as well. We saw on Wednesday they got off to a great start, and they were not able to sustain it. So the 3-point shooting early is helpful, but that's one of John McGinty's keys to the game. playing the full 40 minutes. It's something that he talks about a lot. Playing 40 complete minutes, but it's become even more of a rallying cry, I know, after the way that Wednesday's game went. They led most of the first half and then collapsed over the final 10 minutes of that game. 7 of 18 from the field so far, the Fighting Saints. Thormeyer and Bolton have gone a combined 6 for 7. The rest of the team just 1 of 11, so they'll try to get rolling a little bit here in the second quarter. St. Francis basketball here in the second. Takara Harrison drives from the left side. Harrison again from the corner. Tries to get it down low to Bailey Johnson, but she threw it away. It's intercepted by St. Ambrose. That's the 4th turnover committed by the Saints. Fighting Bees have already committed 5 turnovers. Kanaya Starks into the game for St. Ambrose. She's got the ball in her hands right now. Hand off to Allie Govert. Peyton Calouette getting her first appearance today, and Calouette is on the scoreboard very quickly, spinning into the paint. Peyton Calouette off the bench this season for St. Ambrose, averages 5 points per game. She's got an early 2 here. Takara Harrison misses the 3. Fight for the rebound, grabbed by Georgia Bolton. Pellegrini for 3. That's off the mark and over the backboard, out of bounds. Well, I mentioned the numbers at the end of the first quarter, how well that Thormeyer and Bolton have been shooting, and nobody else really is. I gave the numbers overall. Well, how about 3-pointers? Thormeyer's 3 for 3 right now. The rest of the team just 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Thole hands it to Calouette. Thole inside the 3-point line, misses on the long 2. Offensive rebound, Allie Govert. Kanaya Starks looking for help, finds Thole. Drive from Ellie Doe, she passes out to the top. Little floater from the lane, no good for Thole. Another offensive rebound, 3rd chance on this possession for St. Ambrose. This is Starks, thought about the 3. Good defense from Pellegrini. Starks steps into a 2, no good. And a nice box out by Lorelei Thormeyer as she grabs the rebound. Thormeyer on the move, back to Bolton. Georgia Bolton streaks to the hoop and lays in another 2. 8 points for Georgia Bolton. Saints lead is back up to 4. Trap of Starks, sent down to the corner to Doe. Doe passes out of the trap. Finally, they get it inside. This is Calouette working against Johnson. Out to Thole, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound Bailey Johnson. 4th rebound of the early going for Johnson. Has not had success on the offensive end so far today, but trying to find ways to contribute. Johnson backs in on Calouette, fighting for positioning, layup no. Johnson's offensive struggles continue. 0 of 6 now from the field. Here's Calouette, can't get it to roll in, but she does get the foul call. And Peyton Calouette is headed to the free throw line. Calouette is a sophomore Cardinal Stritch. I don't know if, I guess transfer is correct. I was going to say, I don't know if you can accurately call it a transfer. Cardinal Stritch closed down. She didn't decide to leave. Basketball program doesn't exist anymore. The school doesn't exist anymore. So she had to find a place to play. Found a home with St. Ambrose. She knocks down the first free throw. Not a good free throw shooter. Under 50% for the season. Second shot is good. Ryan Houbolt is in for St. Francis, along with Kiki Gray. First time we've seen Houbolt here at home in quite a while. She has played sparingly this year. It's only the second game she's gotten into all season. Pass is deflected. And a foul is called on St. Ambrose. So John McGinty's dipping into his bench a little bit. One of his freshmen a few minutes to give somebody a few minutes breather. They essentially played only 6 players on Wednesday. Kiki Gray inside, misses the layup. She's 0 for 2, so she and Johnson, the 2 centers, have combined to go 0 for 8. All those shots in the paint. Little runner misses from Thole, and Gray is there to grab the rebound. St. Francis still trying to find a spark from someone other than Thormeyer and Bolton, who have done pretty much all of the scoring. They've got 17 of the 20 points, just the 2 of them. Pellegrini looks inside for Gray. Pass deflected, but Gray keeps it alive. Here's Bolton on the drive. 5 to shoot. Bolton fade away, banks it home again. 10 points for Georgia Bolton. And the Fighting Saints lead is back to 4. And that was a tough shot with the shot clock running down. Down to the corner, an open look for Doughty is off the mark. Nice job by Thole to keep it alive for St. Ambrose, and Calouette lays it in. She's got 6 points. Huge impact from Calouette in just about 4 minutes on the floor. 2-point game. St. Francis has had the lead for a while now, but St. Ambrose has kept it close. Georgia Bolton crosses over on Doe, backs in. Now trying to find help. Gets it out to Haubolt. 3 on the shot clock. Thormeyer, Lorelei Thormeyer. She had made her first 3 3-pointers. Calouette hands it to Doughty. Cashel Doughty works her way inside and ties the score with the layup. Fourth time we've been tied today. 4:40 to play in the first half. It's 22 all. Thormeyer around the screen. Out to Haubolt, long 3, no good. So the Fighting Saints continue to struggle on the offensive end, trying to hold their own defensively. Calouette turnaround jumper, no. St. Ambrose has done pretty well on the offensive side, even without their leading scorer on the floor. Abby Walter sat down after the first period. I don't think we've seen her at all here in the second. Calouette's been so good in her stead. St. Ambrose has been able to gain ground anyway. Georgia Bolton's pass is deflected out of bounds. Ellie Doe jumped in front. Bolton will grab a breather here, along with Gray. Bailey Johnson is back in. Takara Harrison returns to the floor. Harrison back to Pellegrini. Pellegrini's 3 is way off and out of bounds. Line drive shot from Talia Pellegrini. She hit a 3-pointer in the first quarter, but that's all she's been able to hit offensively. Shots are just not falling right now for the Fighting Saints. Starks gets it over to Doughty. Calouette wasn't ready for the pass, pulled it in anyway. Nice bounce pass to Caitlin Thole, and Thole lays it in. St. Ambrose back in front, 24-22 with 3:20 to play in the first half. Takara Harrison drives around Doughty, picked up inside by Calouette, now in trouble. Ball loose and picked up by Kanaya Starks. Here come the Fighting Bees. Starks in transition, good defense from St. Francis, and Thole took a big hop. That's traveling. Georgia Bolton back in for Ryan Haubolt. 10 points so far today for Bolton. She and Lorelei Thormeyer have kept the team afloat amidst their shooting struggles. Swung around, it's Harrison looking for her first points today. Air ball on the 3-pointer, and Johnson can't save the rebound. So the Saints are going through a scoring drought here. They trail by 2, and St. Ambrose has a chance to add to their advantage. Been about 4 minutes since the last time the Fighting Saints have put the ball in the basket. Starks for three. And St. Ambrose adds to their lead, matching their biggest of the game, 27-22 on Kanaya Starks' three-pointer. First points today for Starks. Third made three of the game for St. Ambrose. Bailey Johnson loses the ball. She's having a rough go of it offensively. Calouette inside, scores two more. Peyton Calouette, 8 points off the bench to lead St. Ambrose. And on a 9-0 run, the Bees force St. Francis to use a timeout here. 1:58 to play in the first half. Fighting Saints got rolling there at the end of the first quarter, carried a lead into the second. But they're just not getting enough offensive contributions right now from anybody outside of Bolton and Thormeyer. Just to update that stat I read a little while ago, Bolton and Thormeyer, 19 points on a combined 8 of 10 shooting. The rest of St. Francis has 3 points on a combined 1 for 18 from the field. St. Ambrose is finding contributions from all over the place. 8 different players have scored for the Fighting Bees. And Peyton Calouette has been exceptional off the bench. In 8 minutes, she's got 8 points, a rebound, 2 assists, and a steal. And this is Calouette going right over Lorelei Thormeyer, and she's going to dominate that matchup if she can get it. That was Bailey Johnson over pursuing on the pass and creating that mismatch down low. Out of the timeout, we'll see what John McGinty's got planned here. Harrison to the top of the key, and Georgia Bolton. Bolton puts it on the floor, drives with the left hand. Tough defense from Calouette. Bolton forces it up and scores anyway. Georgia Bolton has been so aggressive today, playing really well for the Fighting Saints. 12 points for Bolton, and that snaps a 4.5-minute drought for the Fighting Saints. Loose ball, chased down by Caitlin Thole. 15 to shoot for St. Ambrose. Doughty around a screen into the corner. Here's Doughty for three. Hits for the second time today. 32-24, St. Ambrose on top. St. Francis has just 6 points in the second quarter so far. We'll see if they can finish strong over the final minute. Bolton takes it into Starks. Bolton spins around, gets to the basket, no good. Second chance effort, Bailey Johnson does not fall. And a foul called on Bolton, that's number 2 against her.
St. Francis foul number 10, Georgia Bolton, their second, team second in the second quarter.
Calouette steps behind the three-point line, misses the three. Offensive rebound, Doe. Another chance for St. Ambrose. Calouette again, missed it again. Rebound, Pellegrini. St. Ambrose has gotten some second chances. Fighting Saints were able to dodge the bullet there. Now they'll take the final shot of the first half. They led 22-20. In fact, they led 22-18. 3 seconds on the clock. Harrison, leaner, got it. And that ends the first half. Tough stretch in the second quarter for St. Francis. They watched St. Ambrose go on an 11-0 run. Again, from 22-18, St. Ambrose outscored the Saints 14-2, but a little bit of momentum into the locker room for the Fighting Saints as Takara Harrison, 2 points of the game with the leaner at the buzzer. And that takes us into a 15-minute break. I'll step aside during the break, and back for the second half in just a little bit as the Fighting Saints try to overcome a 6-point deficit. 32-26 our score after 20 minutes. 20 minutes of basketball still to come here on the USF Sports Network. Halftime at University of St. Francis. Terry Bond again from Pat Quigley Court as the Fighting Saints try to pull a little bit against St. Ambrose. The Bees have a 32-26 halftime lead. Back and forth first half. It was actually St. Ambrose in front for the first 8 minutes or thereabouts, and then St. Francis appeared to have taken control, but they faded late in the second quarter. Couldn't get their offense rolling in the second period. And St. Ambrose made a run at one point, a 14-2 run. Took control of the game. A buzzer beater from Takara Harrison of St. Francis got them back on the board. We'll see if they can carry that momentum into the second half, because they need to find some offensive contributions from Harrison or somebody else right now, aside from Georgia Bolton and Lorelei Thormeyer. Those two have combined for 21 of the 26 St. Francis points. Bolton and Thormeyer have shot a combined 8 for 10 so far in today's game. The rest of the team is just 2 for 19. So some problems offensively for the Fighting Saints, but St. Ambrose has not been able to pull away. The Bees did take the lead late in the first half thanks to some strong outside shooting. 8 points for Cashel Doughty, tied for the team lead with Peyton Calouette, who came on strong in the second quarter off the bench. In fact, Calouette replaced Abby Walter. Walter is the leading scorer and rebounder for St. Ambrose this year, but Calouette came on early second quarter. She was very good off the bench with 8 points, couple of rebounds, couple of assists, hit both of her free throws, and she was so good that Zach Exame decided not to go back to his starting player, Abby Walter. Walter played only 10 minutes and scored only 2 points in that first half for St. Ambrose. Again, the key for the Fighting Saints right now, just gotta find some offense from somebody other than those two players I've been talking about. Shooting has been a struggle for the Fighting Saints. Turnovers became a problem late in that first half as well. Overall turnover numbers, 7 for the Saints, 6 for the Bees, but it was a tale of 2 quarters there. St. Ambrose turned it over 5 times in the first period, just once in the second. For St. Francis, 3 in the first, 4 in the second. St. Ambrose gets the first shot of the second half, and it falls for Caitlin Thole. 34-26, St. Ambrose ties their largest lead of the game at 8 points. Caitlin Thole has 6 for the Fighting Bees. They've been much more balanced. 8 different players have scored at least 2 points for St. Ambrose today. Lorelei Thormeyer scored 9 for the Saints in the first. Georgia Bolton had 12. Out to Talia Pellegrini. Pellegrini bounces in for Bailey Johnson, off of her hands and taken away by Abby Walter. 8th turnover of the game committed by St. Francis. Drive for Doughty, off balance, no good. Bailey Johnson steps on the baseline. Can't keep the rebound alive, and St. Francis will watch St. Ambrose get another chance here. Kiki Gray checks in for Bailey Johnson, an early substitution here in this third quarter. Thole from the foul line, misses the jumper. Rebound St. Francis. Bolton from the outside drains the 3. That's 15 points for Georgia Bolton. She has been awfully good today. 7 of 9 from the field for Bolton. Thole passes off to Walter. Walter drives on Gray, comes up short. Rebounded by Kiki Gray. Saints have a chance to make a run here. They got a 3-pointer and then a stop. Another basket here would be huge. Bolton looks around, finds Harrison. 10 to shoot for Lorelei Thormeyer. Thormeyer trying to find an opening. She's stuck, gives it to Pellegrini. Pellegrini fires down low. Gray lays it up and in. Big bucket for the Saints, a great possession. They ran 30 seconds off the clock and finally found the shot they were looking for. Nicely done by Kiki Gray, her first 2 points today. It's the Fighting Bees by just 3 now. 5 straight points for St. Francis. Drive from Doughty, blocked by Gray. It'll stay with the Fighting Bees, but Kiki Gray comes up with the big block shot after scoring 2 points on the other side of the floor. She's on a roll. 10 on the shot clock for St. Ambrose. Thole over Gray, scores. Caitlin Thole's got the first 4 points of the second half for St. Ambrose. 36-31. Here's Talia Pellegrini. Outside Thormeyer, back to Pellegrini. Thormeyer steps back, 7 to shoot. Takara Harrison, nice fake, steps in, 15-footer, misses. Rebound Thole. Fired ahead, this is Walter laying it up and in over Thormeyer. Just the second field goal of the game for the sophomore Abby Walter from Keokuk, Iowa. Averaging about 16 points per game. Harrison over to Bolton. Georgia Bolton off balance in the lane, scores 2 more. 17 points for Georgia Bolton. What a game she's having. 4 rebounds, a couple of assists, a steal. She's done it all for the Saints today. Good defense from Thormeyer closing out on Doughty and not allowing the easy 3, but Thormeyer's called for the trip after Doughty decides not to take the 3. Bailey Johnson back in for Kiki Gray. 6:18 to play in the third quarter. Close game, but St. Ambrose has the lead. Thole drives, can't add to the lead. Rebound Pellegrini. Thormeyer works her way inside, pulls back out. Here's Georgia Bolton. Harrison for 3, off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Cashel Doughty. Walter, 1 dribble, puts it up, misses. Wanted a foul call, didn't get it. Here come the Fighting Saints, 1-on-1. It's Pellegrini inside. Turnaround, got it. Over Caitlin Brunson. Talia Pellegrini with confidence. Makes it a 3-point game. She's got 5 for the game. Walter, turnaround, off the backboard, no good. Abby Walter is having all kinds of problems today inside for St. Ambrose. Just has not been able to get any clean looks. Credit to the Fighting Saints interior defense so far this afternoon. Just about halfway through this third quarter. Georgia Bolton works her way inside. Around Ellie Doe, she misses the layup. And Doe grabs the rebound. Such a nice drive from Bolton. She finished the hard part. But got herself an open layup and couldn't make it. Brunson wanted the shot. Well defended. Inside to Walter instead. Walter's double team. St. Ambrose works it back around to the outside. Doe steps inside the 3-point line, misses the jumper. Rebound Harrison. Saints get another stop. How can they make a run on offense? Harrison all the way in, and a foul called on the shot. Takara Harrison's headed to the line. Fouls on Caitlin Thole. That's number 2 on her. It's only the 3rd foul called today against St. Ambrose. First half, we saw a grand total of 5 fouls called. That's my kind of game. The fewer whistles, the better, I always say. But we've got one here that benefits the Fighting Saints. Harrison, 2 shots. Makes the first free throw of the game for St. Francis. Harrison is their best foul shooter. Better than 85% for the season. Got them both here. 1-point game. Not a lot of offense so far this quarter for St. Ambrose. Just 6 points thus far. Pass deflected, kept alive by the Bees. Here's Brunson bouncing to Doughty. Doughty is fouled on her way to the hoop. So now St. Ambrose will get 2 free throws. I shouldn't have said anything about the lack of whistles. We saw 2 total free throws through the first 25 minutes of this game. And now we'll have seen 4 free throws in the span of about 20 seconds. First one misses from Doughty. That's the first missed foul shot of the game. Been over 2.5 minutes since St. Ambrose has scored, and the drought continues as Doughty misses both free throws. Fight for the rebound. We got a shared possession here. The possession arrow favors St. Francis. Bailey Johnson checks in for Georgia Bolton. So a rarity now in that Johnson and Gray are on the floor at the same time. Bolton with 17 points today. Gets a breather, and we'll see if the Saints can find some offense with her out. Gray backs in. Gray creates some space, scores, and one. Kiki Gray's gotten going here in the second half. That's her second bucket, and a chance to make this a three-point play. Abby Walter couldn't believe the foul was called, but it is her first. And Gray makes it a 2-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Nice run for St. Francis. They were down 8, and they've pulled ahead by 2. St. Ambrose has now gone over 3 minutes without scoring. Doughty pulls up, passes to Walter at the free throw line. Walter is fouled. Foul called on St. Francis. A good defensive possession for the Fighting Saints up until that whistle. And it is the third foul on the Fighting Saints. Number 2 on Gray. Here's Allie Govert. Inside Walter. And a whistle comes on the pass. Walter is bumped from behind by Takara Harrison. So that's the 4th on St. Francis. More fouls called in the last minute and a half than in the entire game prior to that, almost. But the Saints are not quite over the limit. They've hit the limit, though. Michelle Doughty drives. Doughty splits the defense and gets herself to the free throw line. Another foul.
St. Francis foul their first, team's 5th.
This is called on Bailey Johnson. The silver lining of that is you hear foul number 1 on Bailey Johnson. Johnson's had massive foul problems this year. Fouled out of the last game in just 23 minutes, and that's only number 1 on her today, so it hasn't been an issue at all. Michelle Doughty, who missed 2 free throws on the last trip, gets one here. That snaps the scoreless stretch for St. Ambrose at 3.5 minutes and ties it up at 40. Fifth time we've been tied today. First time in the second half. Harrison looking inside for Gray, didn't have her, so she drives and kicks instead. Bolton's pass is wild, loose on the floor and grabbed by Allie Govert. Saints try to take it back, but Govert, good wherewithal to get it away to Caitlin Brunson. St. Ambrose can take the lead here. Walter, down to the corner, Govert. Here's Caitlin Brunson on the drive. She loses it, out of bounds. The game remains tied. We've got a tight one here at the Sullivan Center today. It's been close throughout. Georgia Bolton. Step back jumper, no. And a loose ball foul called on St. Francis. That'll mean free throws on the other side. I think that's number 3 on Kiki Gray. That is on Gray, and that means she'll have to sit down for a little while after picking up her 3rd. Nice ball work by Georgia Bolton. She beat Brunson. But Bolton, who's been the best player on the floor today, has gone through a bit of a drought. St. Ambrose has keyed in on her, and that time Bolton, despite the nice move, couldn't make the relatively open jump shot. Walter misses the first free throw. For as good as she's been this year, this is one area that Walter does not excel. Not a good free throw shooter. She makes 1 of 2. St. Ambrose has the lead, 41-40. Just over 2 minutes to play in the third. Step back to Cara Harrison, short. Harrison's shooting woes continue. She hit the leaner at the end of the first half, and that's all. St. Ambrose throws it away, out of the reach of Allie Govert, and out of bounds for another turnover. I shouldn't say another turnover, as though there have been a ton of them. It was a problem for them early, but they've had just 3 turnovers, including that one, since the end of the first quarter. So they've really been protecting the basketball well of late. Cara Harrison whips it across court, and it's intercepted. Caitlin Brunson steals the pass. Caitlin Thole fires inside to Walter, one-on-one with Bolton, and Walter gets the best of her. The lead is back to 3 for St. Ambrose, 5 in a row for the Fighting Bees. Pellegrini kicks it outside to Bolton. Along the baseline, shot clock at 12 for Georgia Bolton. Thormeyer for 3, squares it up and knocks it down. 4th three-pointer of the game for Lorelei Thormeyer. St. Francis has tied the score. Doughty with the answer, banks it in. Good defense. Really not a pretty shot from Doughty, but she got the nice bounce. She'll take it, as will St. Ambrose. Back ahead by 3. To Cara Harrison. Makes it 3 straight three-pointers. And Harrison successful from the outside for the first time tonight. We're tied at 46. All of a sudden, we got a real shootout on our hands. Has not been the case most of the afternoon. Inside Govert, layup is blocked, but a foul call. First on Talia Pellegrini. Govert had good positioning inside. 5 8" tall junior guard. First free throw misses from Govert. Well, St. Ambrose is under 60% from the free throw line as a team this season. So it's not a shocker. They have continually shot themselves in the foot from the line today. Govert goes 0 for 2. 8 seconds to play in the quarter. Saints hit a buzzer beater at the end of the second. Trying to do it again here. Georgia Bolton, turnaround, can't bank it in. And the third quarter comes to a close. 46-46 our score at the end of 30 minutes of basketball. 10 minutes still to play. And a lot on the line in this ball game as St. Francis tries to jump ahead of St. Ambrose in the CCAC standings. Take a look at the conference standings right now. Indiana South Bend at the top of the league at 9-0. They are undefeated for the season, and they have not been challenged all that much this year. Governor State has had a surprisingly really good season. You see some of these top teams in the conference, St. Xavier and Roosevelt, are the teams that Fighting Saints have played recently, and they've played tough but didn't come away with wins. Remember, the top 8 teams make it into the conference tournament. So if that tournament were to start today, it'd be between St. Francis and St. Ambrose. They are tied for the 8th spot. So this is a really big game, especially considering the Saints have already beaten St. Ambrose once this year. If they can do it again, then they'll have not just a game lead in the standings over them, but they'll have 2 wins in hand against their nearest rivals. Take a look after 3 quarters of play. At their best offense, 54% in the third. They're up to 40% for the game. 44% from 3-point range. St. Ambrose is at 42% overall and 42% on 3-pointers as well. This game became a flurry of 3-pointers all of a sudden these last few minutes. Thormeyer hit one for the Saints. Takara Harrison hit one for the Saints. St. Ambrose got a three-pointer sandwiched in between those. Cashel Dottie's got 3 of them today. She's 3 for 4 from three-point range, and she leads the Fighting Bees with 13 points. Into the fourth quarter. St. Francis has their 5 starters on the floor. St. Ambrose goes to the bench with Kanaya Starks. Peyton Calouette, who had a great second quarter, back out there as well. Govert, Thole, and Ellie Doe are the 5 on the floor for the Fighting Bees right now. Thole misses the jumper. Harrison grabs the rebound. Here come the Fighting Saints pushing. Harrison for 3, not this time. Caitlin Thole grabbed the rebound. Now on offense, lobs ahead for Calouette. And Peyton Calouette has 10 points. Takara Harrison backs in. Harrison working against Govert. Stuck in a quagmire and called for the 3 seconds.
3-second violation. St. Ambrose ball.
St. Francis turns it over for the 11th time today. 9 minutes to play. St. Ambrose has a 2-point lead. Starks drives. Starks the runner. No good. Govert, second chance. Missed it. Rebound Lorelei Thormeyer. Thormeyer slows it down across half court. Govert got back in her face. Harrison over to Thormeyer, back up top to Takara Harrison. Missed her second in a row. Fight for the rebound, won by Bailey Johnson. Johnson can't convert. Johnson still scoreless in the game today, 0 for 8 from the field. That was her 7th rebound. Thole off to the right side. Ellie Doe steps into a 2 and knocks it down. Second field goal today for Ellie Doe. She's got 4 points, and that's the difference in the game right now. Harrison gets a screen to her right. Harrison, long 2. No. Tough shooting night for Takara Harrison. She's just 2 for 13 from the field. Good cut from Caitlin Thole. Thole takes the contact and scores. So a chance to make this a 7-0 run to start the fourth quarter. Lorelei Thormeyer picks up her 3rd foul of the game. And the foul shot is good. So just like that, 53-46. St. Ambrose has created some distance after these 2 teams were tied just 2.5 minutes ago. Kiki Gray inside lays it in. St. Ambrose wanted a travel call, but Gray converts for her 6th and 7th points today. A much-needed basket for St. Francis. Just a 5-point game. Turnaround Thole, no good. Fight for the loose ball, won by Georgia Bolton. Big possession for the Fighting Saints. They try to take momentum. They scored on their last one. 2 more points here would make it a 1-possession game. A block by Thole. Big defensive play from Caitlin Thole. And a timeout called. There's an injured player down for St. Francis. Kiki Gray slow to get up after she was blocked. And she will have to depart for now. Another look at that big-time defensive play from Caitlin Thole. Came in from behind. It wasn't on the block that Gray got hurt. She twisted her ankle as she was going after that loose ball following the block shot. And now Peyton Calouette has been called for a technical foul. It's a huge shift in this game, considering how close it's been. St. Francis is going to get a chance for 2 free points here. Lorelei Thormeyer, 83% foul shooter at the line, makes the first. Not sure what Calouette did to draw the technical foul. It came after the whistle blew. Officials' timeout was called because of the injured player. And during that injury timeout, Calouette did or said something that got her teed up. And Thormeyer takes advantage, getting the 2 points. It's also a turnover for St. Ambrose, as it is St. Francis ball now. So Lorelei Thormeyer's now got 14 points. She and Georgia Bolton have carried the Saints today. They've got 31 of the team's 50.
St. Francis ball after a technical foul.
Chance to make this a 4 or a 5 point possession due to the technical foul. Bolton into the paint. Georgia Bolton turnaround with the right hand, no good. Rebound grabbed by Caitlin Full. So St. Ambrose dodges any further damage after the 2 free throws. Inside, Calouette is fouled by Bailey Johnson. Number 2 on Johnson. Calouette cost her team 2 points a moment ago, and now she's got an opportunity to get them back.
Peyton Calouette on the line for 2.
Calouette's got 10 today. There's number 11. She's a 5 point per game scorer. This has been a big performance for her today. She makes them both. Free throws have been a problem for St. Ambrose today, but they've made their last 3. 7 of 12 from the line now for the game. Actually 8 of 13, sorry, after that last one. Thormeyer around the screen to the right, kicks it out to Harrison for 3. No good. Harrison now just 2 of 14 shooting for the day. 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. On the other side, Cashel Doughty has been hot. She's 4 for 5 shooting 3-pointers today. She gives St. Ambrose an 8-point lead. This matches their biggest today. I thought there was a whistle. It seemed like everybody on the floor stopped. But play does continue. Georgia Bolton for 3. No good. Pellegrini taps the rebound, keeps it alive for Bolton. And now a timeout is called by St. Francis. 5:26 to play. Fourth quarter, Fighting Saints trail St. Ambrose 58-50. And they'll get a second chance on this possession after an offensive rebound. John McGinty talked about his keys to the game before this one started today, and I've talked about them throughout the game. Let's take a look as we near the end of this one, how they've actually played out for the Fighting Saints. He talked about controlling the pace of play today, finishing the full 40 minutes, and that's the big one, number 2, that we've got 5 minutes to find out, because they were in it with St. Xavier at this point as well, and the Cougars pulled away on Wednesday. Limit scoring opportunities for Abby Walter. They certainly have done that. Walter has been held to 7 points on 3 of 7 shooting today, averaging 16 points per game. Fresh off a 17-15 game on Wednesday, she has barely been a factor, and really it's been her sub, Peyton Calouette, who has come in and been a bigger contributor in the middle for St. Ambrose. Calouette's got 12 points for St. Ambrose today. Cashel Doughty has been their leading scorer, 16 points, 4 of 5 from 3-point range. Lorelei Thormeyer's done the same for St. Francis, 4 of 5 from behind the 3-point line. The rest of the team, though, just 3 of 15. Bolton and Thormeyer today, 12 of 20, the 2 of them. Everybody else 7 for 34. Under 20%, or right around 20%, I should say, just over 20%. Trying to do the quick math in my head. 8-point deficit for the Fighting Saints. Thormeyer takes the ball. Thormeyer walks it to the left, finds Bolton, right back to Lorelei. Thormeyer steps back, over to Harrison. 5 to shoot for Bolton. Georgia Bolton drives, runs into traffic, throws it up, can't get the roll around the rim. Good defense from Caitlin Thole. Thole has been excellent today for St. Ambrose on the defensive end. She's been a huge factor in this St. Ambrose lead. Hasn't had a major game offensively. She's been good, but her big contributions have come on the other end. Thole hands it off to Brunson. Brunson finds the cutting Govert, and St. Ambrose leads by 10. Saints have their backs against the wall. Thormeyer misses wildly on a three-pointer. Quick shot from her. And now the Saints really need a stop. Brunson left all alone on the outside, an air ball, and out of bounds. Huge break for St. Francis there. Brunson wearing her invisibility cloak up to that point, completely left unguarded by St. Francis. She's not a great three-point shooter. Doesn't take a ton of them. But that was a hard one to pass up. And she missed it wildly. Big break for the Saints. See if they can take advantage. Gray inside. 2 defenders fall down. Gray misses underneath. She hurried herself there despite the fact that all the defenders were lying on the ground. Brunson gives it up to Govert. Doughty, another three-pointer, not this time. She had made 4 of 5 prior to that. Georgia Bolton thought about the 3, drives instead. Backed up, out to Thormeyer, three-pointer. She's hot. Lorelei Thormeyer hits her 5th 3 of the game. She's got 17 points. St. Francis still has a pulse late in this game. Brunson decides not to take the open shot this time. Down to the corner, Doughty does take it, and she misses. She's missed 2 in a row. Offensive rebound, the long one goes to Brunson. Here comes Caitlin Thole between a couple of defenders. Thole misses the jumper. Doors left open for St. Francis here. They can make it a 2-possession game. Harrison inside, misses, but she's fouled. Aggressive drive from Takara Harrison. Quickly got inside. Gets herself to the line where she's made 2 of 2 today. First foul shot for Harrison is no good. It's been a really rough afternoon for Takara Harrison. Came into the game averaging close to 12 points per game. She's at 7 today. 2 of 14 from the field, but she makes the free throw. 3 of 4 from the line now. 60-54. It is a 2-possession game, but the Saints need a few more stops. And a foul called on the floor in the backcourt. Only number 3 on St. Francis, so not a bad foul in that case. It's Talia Pellegrini's second. Thole gets it over to Doughty. Back to Caitlin Thole. Thole loses the ball. Scooped up by Georgia Bolton. The Saints force a turnover. Just the 4th turnover since the end of the first quarter for St. Ambrose. Deadened off the back of the rim. Georgia Bolton can't hit the 3. Good look for Georgia Bolton. That would have been a huge shot. Didn't get the friendly roll off the rim. Timeout called by St. Ambrose with 2:27 to play in the 4th quarter. Lead has gone back and forth a handful of times. We've had 7 ties in this game, 4 lead changes. But St. Francis hasn't been able to get over the hump here in the second half. St. Ambrose started to pull away. They took a 10-point lead, 60-50. That was their biggest lead of the game. St. Francis has scored 4 in a row since then, courtesy of the Lorelei Thormeyer three-pointer. Cara Harrison hit 1 of 2 from the line. Saints have been trying to feed Georgia Bolton. Bolton has been their best player today. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Shots aren't falling for her lately, though. She's missed her last 4 from the field and is, after a really hot start, under 50% now for the game. She's just 2 of 9 shooting in the second half. Still, she's been their best option with the ball in her hands so far today. So I'd imagine they'll try to keep getting it to her over the final 87 seconds, 2 minutes 27 seconds left, not 1 minute and 27 seconds. So 147 seconds remaining in this game. Plenty of time for St. Francis. They just got to make sure they're not giving St. Ambrose clean looks. Fighting Bees have been stifled the last few times they've had the ball. It's been more than 2 minutes since they've scored. Again, their lead was 10, down to 6 right now. It's anybody's game. St. Francis's or St. Ambrose's anyway. I don't think anybody else would try to claim it. Cashel Dottie across half court. Over to Brunson. Here's Caitlin Thole. Dottie double team. Pass deflected and stolen by Talia Pellegrini. Back-to-back steals for the Fighting Saints. Here's Thormeyer around to Pellegrini. Pellegrini open 3. No good. A rebound grab by Caitlin Thole. You couldn't have asked for better looks from the three-point line than the Saints have gotten on their last 2 possessions. They just haven't gone for them. They've forced back-to-back turnovers, trying to make it 3 in a row here. Brunson swung around into the corner. It's Allie Govert. Govert works her way down low. She's tripped. Good possession for St. Ambrose, but it does end with Govert going to the free throw line. No, I'm sorry, that was only the 4th foul, so Govert's not going to the free throw line. Not just yet. Little janitorial work on the floor before the inbounds play here. Everything's nice and clean. Here's Calouette. Calouette bounces into the corner. Govert works it around to Dottie. St. Ambrose running a lot of clock on this possession. Dottie on the drive, flips it in and gets to the line. It's been a big game today for Cashel Dottie. Junior out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Misses the free throw and a loose ball foul called on St. Ambrose. Only their 3rd. It's a young St. Ambrose team, not a single senior on the roster. A lot of freshmen and sophomores playing big minutes for the Fighting Bees, and sometimes with a young team like that, you can worry about composure down the stretch of a tight game. It has not been an issue today. Here's Harrison looking down low for Bailey Johnson. Johnson one-on-one with Calouette, kicks it out to Pellegrini. Clock running down close to a minute as Talia Pellegrini gets herself to the free throw line. Nice drive from the sophomore guard. Third foul on Cashel Dottie. Both teams have hit their foul limit now, so free throws the rest of the way. Just 69 seconds remaining in this game. First free throw rims out for Pellegrini. .85% foul shooter. She missed them both. Tough break for the Fighting Saints as they've missed 3 of their last 4 free throws, trying to get themselves back into the game. Brunson is fouled with 58 seconds to play in the game. That's one area between 2 teams that are relatively even statistically, one area where it would seem like the Saints have a huge advantage from the foul line. They're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country, whereas St. Ambrose is one of the worst. Brunson makes the first free throw, but down the stretch, they're going for the Fighting Bees, and they are not for St. Francis. Brunson makes them both. Timeout, St. Francis. 58.1 showing on the clock, 64-54. St. Ambrose matches their largest lead of the game, and they seem to be on their way to splitting the season series with the Fighting Saints and sending the Saints to their 5th consecutive loss. Unless St. Francis can pull a rabbit out of their hat over the final minute of today's game. Back on the road for 2 more after this one for the Fighting Saints. They're in the midst of their toughest road stretch of the season, 5 out of 7 games away from home. And it's been now closed in on a month since their last victory. January 4th is the last time they won. Plenty of time to go before it becomes a month, but a few days off after this one. This is a game that they knew they could win because they've beaten St. Ambrose before. Granted, they had Mia Kennelly in that game. They had Leilani Harris in that game. Playing shorthanded today. And it has shown a bit down the stretch. They've run out of gas with their shooting here in the 4th quarter. Lorelei Thormeyer has been the exception to that, and she hits another one. That's her 6th three-pointer of the game, and Thormeyer keeps St. Francis alive. 64-57, 53.5. They not only got the three-pointer, but they got it quickly. So they put a little pressure back on St. Ambrose, who calls the timeout before this next inbounds play. St. Ambrose has struggled at times with St. Francis's pressure defense today, so that could be an issue here. Nice play out of the timeout. Bailey Johnson setting up Lorelei Thormeyer. It's been the day of her life shooting the basketball. 6 of 8 from beyond the three-point line. She came in today with just 17 made three-pointers on the season, or rather 20 made three-pointers on the season in 70 attempts, 29% three-point shooter. And again, she's 6 for 8 today. She's also knocked down a couple of free throws to help her to her game-high 20-point total today. St. Ambrose had a problem with turnovers early, 5 turnovers in the 1st quarter and then none for a while. They had just 3 turnovers after that 1st quarter over the next 27 minutes. 3 turnovers in 27 minutes, and now they've lost it twice in the last few possessions as St. Francis has ramped up the pressure a little bit with the game on the line. So we'll see if the Fighting Saints can hassle St. Ambrose with a little pressure right here. Been that trap defense, the 1-3-1 trap, that's caused problems for them. You imagine they'll try to put a trap on right away here as St. Ambrose inbounds from the front court. Coming out of the timeout, Caitlin Thole gets it into the backcourt right away to Brunson, and now the Saints put on the pressure and foul Caitlin Thole.
St. Francis foul number 31, Bailey Johnson, her 4th.
Thole looked good last time she was put on the line, but she's just a 53% foul shooter for the season. This will be 2 shots for Thole. And it'll be a 3-possession game one way or the other. Or the other. 65-57. Few rotations around the rim, and Thole stays perfect from the line.
Timeout.
Timeout, St. Francis.
St. Francis.
49 seconds, 50 seconds on the clock here. 57-66 on the scoreboard. And no real secret here. Thormeyer's the player that they've got to find on the offensive end because they need 3-pointers. No ifs, ands, or buts here. There's just not enough time to keep playing for 2s. And she's the only one who's been able to hit them today. She's 6 of 8. Everybody else just 3 for 17 from 3-point range. Saints are shooting 34% as a team today, and again, that is largely the work of Lorelei Thormeyer. Everybody else is struggling. Even Georgia Bolton, who was so good in the first half today, has not played poorly in the second half, but her shots aren't falling the way they were early. Talia Pellegrini is the best 3-point shooter on the team, so she's another option to take some shots down the stretch here, although she is just 1 of 5 today. Bolton is the inbounder. Finally gets it into Thormeyer. Thormeyer crosses over, driving to the right, gets herself in good position and knocks down the deuce. Timeout, St. Ambrose. So they'll advance it to half court here. The official ruled that the timeout was called before the ball was inbounded. So it's a full timeout, 41 seconds on the clock here. Again, it's a 7-point game. And again, St. Francis is in position where it's a long shot here with only 41 seconds left, but certainly not over yet. Thormeyer's been so impressive offensively. It's the first time we've seen her working her way towards the basket for a bucket. All the others were beyond the three-point line, but just keep in mind, for as good as they've been down the stretch here, St. Ambrose is one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the country. There are a lot of players that you could send to the line here and feel like you're giving yourself a chance for an open possession. Fighting Bees are 7 of 8 from the line here in the fourth quarter. 59% at the line for the season. I don't know exactly who will be out there coming out of the timeout, but assuming it's the same players we've seen. Peyton Calouette is just a 47% free throw shooter. Caitlin Tholes, 53%. Ellie Doe hasn't really had any opportunities all year. The one solid free throw shooter that they've had has been Cashel Doughty, 73% for the season. But Doughty is just 2 of 5 today. She's been the opposite of everybody else. Everyone else has been bad all year, good today. She's been vice versa. Abby Walter is back on the floor. Walter also not a good free throw shooter. 58% for the season. Here we go, 43 seconds have been put on the clock, 42.6. Tholes able to get it into Brunson, who misses the layup, but an offensive rebound for St. Ambrose, knocked away. Knocked away from Doughty, the Saints get it. And a timeout called by St. Francis with 37.7 on the clock. Such a risky play for St. Ambrose with the clock running down on a possession like that. You want to eat up as much time as you can. But Brunson had a wide open look, so she decided to take it in for the quick shot, and she missed the layup. And you couldn't ask for a better look than that for Brunson, so you can't really falter, I'm sure, if you're Zach Exame, for taking it in and taking the shot as opposed to trying to run the clock. But when it doesn't work out, it looks bad, because now St. Francis has got a chance here. 37.7 to go, down by 7. They'll probably need a quick score on this possession, but if they can get it, it's just a 2-possession game with roughly half a minute to go. They're still alive, no question about it. John McGinty's been able to drop some good plays out of timeouts today. We'll see if that's the case again right here. St. Francis men's game coming up next against St. Ambrose, scheduled for a 3 o'clock start time as this one goes down to the wire. That game will probably start a few minutes late. It'll be about a half hour after this one concludes. St. Francis basketball from half court. Fighting Bees defense makes their way out there. Saints will join them. The inbounder is Bolton once again. Pellegrini, Thormeyer, Johnson, and Harrison on the floor with her. Bolton fires it into Bailey Johnson. Curling around, it's Takara Harrison for 3, air ball. And the rebound goes to Caitlin Thole, who's quickly fouled. Harrison, 2 of 15 from the field, just hasn't been her day.
Number 10, Georgia Bolton, her third. Caitlin Thole to line for 2.
Harrison takes by far the most three-pointers on the team. She's under 25% for the season. Free throw misses from Caitlin Thole. So she's a high volume shooter, and on the days where they're going, looks great, but Hasn't been the case today. Thole goes 1 of 2, 8-point game. Saints are out of timeouts. Thormeyer around the screen from Bailey Johnson, gives it off to Pellegrini in the corner. Pellegrini misses the 3. Ball knocked around. Brought in by St. Ambrose, and they call timeout with 18.7 on the clock. That should just about do it. St. Ambrose up by 8 with the ball. If they can inbound it here, it should be done. St. Francis will try to take it away and get a quick shot, but if they can't do that, they might be out of time here. You know, the Saints have played hard down the stretch here, and they've had some offensive opportunities. They've missed a few clutch free throws late in this game. They've had some good three-point attempts. Pellegrini was open on that last possession. Couldn't get it to fall. It has not been Pellegrini's day shooting either. 1 for 6 now. And we've just reached a stretch here late in the game where if it's not Lorelei Thormeyer, ball's not going in the basket. Thormeyer's got 22 points today. But outside of her, Saints are shooting around 25% for the game. St. Ambrose set to inbound it. Try to put an end to this one. They are able to get it in. Dottie is trapped, but she gets it away quickly. Harrison trying to force the turnover, and we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow to St. Ambrose, so they'll do it again with 11.7 on the clock. Dottie finds Caitlin Thole, and Thole is fouled by Bailey Johnson. It's number 5 on Johnson. She was better about the fouls today. It really didn't become an issue until down the stretch here as the Saints have been fouling intentionally in the 4th quarter. But Johnson fouls out for the 2nd consecutive game. And Thole will try to salt this one away from the line. Double-double for Thole today, 14 points, 16 rebounds. She's also got 5 assists. She's played a heck of a game for St. Ambrose. Trying to put an exclamation point on it with this free throw, but she missed them both. And Thole is called for a foul. So this will be a shooting foul for St. Francis with 7 seconds left. Thole hurt herself. It's hard to fault somebody for going hard after the ball, but that was a really unnecessary play for Thole. She had very little chance of grabbing that rebound. She barreled into it just the same and got herself a little bit shaken up and sent St. Francis to the free throw line as a reward for her efforts. I'm sure that's a play where, number one, she's frustrated because she missed 2 free throws and she's trying to make up for it by making a play. But as much as you appreciate your players going hard, I think Zach Exame would much have preferred that she just stay out of that one. She seems to be doing okay, though, as she heads off to the bench. And Takara Harrison goes to the free throw line for 2 shots for the Fighting Saints. First one misses. Harrison missed the second one, and she strips it away from Dottie. Back up with it and in. 67-61. And the Saints foul again with 2 seconds on the clock. They'll send St. Ambrose back to the free throw line on the other end. Kind of a weird ending to this game. Free throw shooting has hurt St. Francis down the stretch. A couple of big misses. That one from Takara Harrison. The first foul shot in that sequence was her 2nd miss of the game, and then she missed the 2nd shot, it looked like intentionally. First one is good for Caitlin Brunson. Lorelei Thormeyer, by the way, has fouled out, so she and Johnson are both done for the day. Ryan Howbolt back out there for the last 2 seconds. And Harrison doesn't get it off on time. So 69-61 is our final score today. St. Ambrose defeats St. Francis. The 2 teams split their season series. The Fighting Bees improve to 4-6 in conference play, and the Fighting Saints fall to 3-7 in the CCAC. They take their 5th consecutive loss, and a tough one for the Saints today. It was a winnable game. They had their chances certainly in the second half, but the shots just weren't falling in that second half for anybody other than Lorelei Thormeyer. She did her best to keep the team in the game, scoring 22 points today, but the efforts were not enough. 17 for Georgia Bolton. Most of those came in the first half. Bolton struggled with her shot in the second half. She played a really nice game overall, though, adding 8 rebounds and 5 assists to her 17-point performance. The offense is struggling right now for St. Francis. Mia Kennelly's another of their shooters who's been out the last couple of games, and they're hoping to get her back at some point later in the year. But the last couple of games have been a similar story for St. Francis in that they've run out of gas late. They allowed St. Xavier to pull away in the fourth quarter on Wednesday, and today was St. Ambrose pulling away in the fourth quarter for an 8-point victory for a game that had been neck and neck and was tied at the end of the third period. I don't know if you can solely say that the cause of the defeats has been St. Francis just running out of steam late in the games, but it's probably hard to call it a coincidence when you're playing essentially a 6-player rotation, and they've been fading over the final 10 minutes of each of the last couple of games. Lorelei Thormeyer, by the way, fouled out with 2 seconds left today. It's the first time she departed a game in a while. She led today with 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 9 from the field for Thormeyer. We are now joined by the head coach of the Fighting Saints, John McGinty. Coach, kind of the same story today as Wednesday. Hard-fought game. You were in it until the fourth quarter and kind of faded a little bit down the stretch. What did St. Ambrose do to seize this game when they needed to?
Yeah, of course. Credit to St. Ambrose. You know, they did a really good job of executing on the offensive end to get layups. And they did a good job defending our post defense. We got open looks. You know, we got to be able to knock those down. We didn't. There are other things that we got to go back and check the film. But, yeah, credit to them. They came out. They played hard. I thought our girls did some good things throughout the game. We just got to consistently put it together for 40. But this group battles. Georgia Bolton battled their tail off. But so did all 7 that played. You know, they're battling. They're competing to win. We just got to learn how to do that a little bit better.
You mentioned Georgia Bolton, who had 17 points today. Lorelei Thormeyer chipped in with 22 points, 6 3-pointers today for her. And she's a player who has essentially been going 40 minutes every game. And I've talked about maybe players tiring a little bit down the stretch of games. She seemed to get stronger today as it went on. How important were her contributions late? Yeah,
Lorelei's our hardest worker, I would say, probably. In the offseason, she prepared her body to want to play 40 minutes. And she was running, lifting, getting shots up. She's been in the gym 3-4 days this week, so I'm just happy that she got to see the ball go in the basket, because if you look at all season, it's been a little bit up and down. But yeah, Lorelei battles on both ends. She's a competitor. She's a great leader for being young, and that's where we're at right now. We're young, and we need to continue to fight through adversity.
There'll be another 11 days before you return home. The next couple of games will be on the road. When we see you again here in Joliet a week from Wednesday, what do you hope your team has accomplished in a couple of road games?
Yeah, I think, we got to, go on the road. I think we have Trinity next, and, we got to do a better job locking into the game plan. On the offensive end, we got to move the basketball and trust our teammates a little bit more. I hope when you see us next Wednesday, I hope we have a couple bodies back. That's what I hope. Head
Coach John McGinty, thanks for your time.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Final score once again today: St. Ambrose defeats St. Francis 69-61. Thormeyer leads the way for the Fighting Saints with 22 points. Bolton has 17 as well, but not enough for the home team today as they drop their 5th consecutive game. They'll try to get right on the road over the next week. Their next 2 games will be away from home. Our next broadcast of St. Francis basketball coming up on Wednesday, January 31st. We've also got one more coming up today. Stick around through GoFightingSaints.com and the USF Sports Network. We'll have the men's game, St. Francis against St. Ambrose, in just about a half hour. That's going to do it for this broadcast, though. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hopefully enjoy the rest of your Saturday. 69-61, our final score today. St. Ambrose knocks off St. Francis. For the entire crew here at the Sullivan Center, Terry Bonadonna signing off for the moment. We'll talk next time.